Man, let me tell you something. I thought I'd seen it all with politics, but then here comes Alberta and Saskatchewan talking about dropping a major 51st move. Canada done turned the whole dinner table over. These two provinces ain't whispering no more. They out here yelling, "We want out. We want different. We want respect." And you know when folks start talking like that, it ain't no small talk. That's pressure built up for years, finally busting through the pipes. And baby, when the pipes burst, everybody in the house gets wet. See, the first thing you gotta understand is pride. Alberta and Saskatchewan ain't just dirt and snow. These places are full of hardworking folks. Farmers, oil workers, people that get up before the sun, bust their backs, and still feel like the rest of Canada don't give them the time of day. When you keep ignoring folks like that, you create a powder keg, and when that thing blows, don't act surprised. That's what this whole 51st talk is. It ain't just politics. It's people screaming, "We tired of being ignored." And you know what? Pride is like fuel. The more you dismiss it, the hotter the fire gets. Second, money is always in the middle of it. Alberta and Saskatchewan been pumping oil, growing food, stacking resources that the rest of Canada leans on. But when the bills get tall and the rules come down hard from Ottawa, these provinces start feeling like the ATM that everybody else uses. And ain't nobody likes being treated like a walking bank. People want to see their hard work turn into local prosperity, not just checks flying out the window to folks who don't even know the grind. Money talks, and right now it's yelling loud enough to shake borders. You don't get people threatening to bolt unless they feel like their wallet's been robbed. Third, culture is deeper than policy. Alberta and Saskatchewan ain't Toronto, ain't Vancouver, ain't Montreal. These places got their own rhythm, their own mindset, their own way of doing things. You can't slap one blanket law on the whole country and think everybody gonna clap. Nah, folks out west got cowboy roots, independence, grit. You try to tame that with city rules, and you just poking the bear. What we're seeing right now is cultural friction. Big city politics versus prairie survival. And I'll tell you right now, when city folks think they can tell cowboys how to live, cowboys don't bend. They saddle up. Fourth, let's talk about outsiders. Every time America sneezes, Canada catches a cold. And these provinces ain't blind. They looking across the border at the US, seeing a different kind of playbook. When Alberta and Saskatchewan say 51st, that ain't just a cute nickname. That's a wink. Like, we see what's going on over there. Maybe that's more our speed, and whether they mean it or not, that idea alone is shaking folks. Because the thought of two Canadian provinces looking south instead of east, that S, like your kids saying they D, rather live with the neighbors than in your house, that cuts deep. Fifth, this whole thing shows how governments misunderstand people. Politicians think big words and long speeches calm folks down, but regular people don't care about none of that. They care about gas in the tank, food on the table, and rules that don't choke their way of life. When you ignore those simple needs, you create rebellion. And when rebellion gets dressed up with a name like 51 Street, it starts feeling real. Leaders think they can manage it with policy tweaks, but nah. You can't band-aid a broken leg. You gotta face the fracture. 6. The media done made it worse. Every headline screaming about Alberta and Saskatchewan makes regular folks in those provinces feel like, see, they scared of us. They hearing us now, and the rest of Canada reads it and goes, why they acting so dramatic? That tension builds walls higher. And you know Trump down south, he'd love this drama. If he was watching, he'd be grinning, saying, they want in. Tell M I'll build a pipeline straight to M. Media don't just report anymore. It pours gas on the fire. And with this, that fire's burning hotter than ever. 7th, here's the real kicker. Backlash energy. You push Alberta and Saskatchewan hard enough, they might not fully break away, but they gonna flex every muscle they got. More demands, more threats, more independence. And when a region starts flexing like that, the rest of the country either bends or breaks. This ain't just about two provinces, it's about a ripple effect. You let them pull too far away and other regions start whispering, maybe we should too. That's how empires crumble. Not from one big hit, but from little cracks spreading across the map. So when you add it all up, what do you get? You get two provinces tired of playing second fiddle, tired of paying big bills with little say, tired of being painted as outsiders in their own country. You get a story that ain't just about politics, but about identity, pride, money, and power. Alberta and Saskatchewan talking 51st might sound like a stunt, but it's a warning shot. And baby, if Canada don't listen, that shot could turn into a stampede. And once the horses run, you ain't catching them easy.